Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan if you're new, and welcome to a new weekly reading vlog. Happy New Year's, you guys. I haven't talked to you in vlog form since the new year has started, and I haven't vlogged in like over a month. But Happy New Year. It is January 4th, it is Monday, and I am starting the vlog at like 9 p.m. I had a very hard work weekend. COVID struck at my workplace. Anyways, it's been a whole time, and when I came home after work, and like today I had a lot of stuff to do, catching up on laundry and just so many other things, but I did start and complete my first book of 2021, and so I want to talk about it with you guys, as well as I will insert a few clips randomly after, but I have filmed a few bits here and there from the past few weeks, which I'll insert. One of them is like a surprise arc I received, and the other one is me updating my Goodreads goal. I ended up finishing with 77 books in 2020 as I did in 2019, and this year my goal is again 52 books. No surprise, it's always my goal. And the first book I read towards that goal is Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morgan Crow, which is the third book in the Nevermore series by Jessica Townsend. As I mentioned in my January TBR, I'll put it in the cards wherever the cards are. This was intentionally my first book because I wanted to start off the year strong. This is almost 600 pages long, but it was worth it. I read it in 3 days and ended up giving it 5 out of 5 stars. I am using CAWPILE this year for all my ratings. CAWPILE is a book rating system created by G at BookRoast, which I'll leave in the description if you guys are interested. But essentially it goes through like the atmosphere, the characters, the writing, the logic, all of these things to give a more objective rating, and this did end up getting a solid 5 stars. I believe out of 10 it got a 9.43, which is one of my highest 5 stars I've ever had using the system. This was great. I can't go into much more detail, but I want to say that this has definitely been my favorite of the series so far. The way this book ended, I am so curious to know where the series is going to go, and just the development of the characters, and the stakes were so high, and Morgan had a lot on her plate, and I just loved it. If you are unaware, the Nevermore series follows a main character named Morgan Crow, who on her 12th birthday or 11th, I never remember, she is cursed to die in a town where she lived because she is a cursed child, which essentially means that everything that ever happens that is bad is blamed on her. But on the eve of her birthday, she is actually whisked away to the land of Nevermore by this man called Jupiter North, who is a ginger man. He's hilarious, he's very eccentric, and in order to be able to stay in Nevermore, Morgan has to go through a set of trials in order to get into the Wonder Society. I've talked about this series time and time again. This is a middle grade series that to me is better than everything else, and the series just keeps getting better. I heard there might be like 9 books in this series, which is so exciting, but I don't even know the cover or the title or the release date for the first book in the series, and I just can't believe I have to wait this long. This ended up coming out in October. It was pushed back a few months because of COVID, and it came out October 2020, and as I said, 5 out of 5 stars, first book on my TBR, done. And so I have my TBR cart, which by the time this vlog goes live, maybe you will have seen, but I made a TBR tour, a TBR cart tour, so that you guys can know what's on my TBR cart and help me pick my next read. If ever it's live already, I'll also link that in the cards. I would love for you guys to go there and help me pick out what I should read from my TBR card. But the next book I picked from my TBR is Dreamology by Lucy Keating. This is a book on my 20 books for 2021, as was Hollowpox, and I'm working through my backlist of books I have. This is a very short... Oh, I put the cover on the wrong way. Wow. Way to go, Megan. Way to go. Let me just hold it up like this. I wanted to show you guys the covers because this is an older book. It has like 325 pages, so I should be able to breeze through this fairly quickly. This is one of the books on my TBR this month that are in the oldest, so I thought I would like knock one of them out straight off the bat, and so it shouldn't take me too long. I will start this evening. I try not to go on the internet while my boyfriend is gaming with his friends because we have like the worst internet known to man, and so that will be the rest of my evening. So that's about it. I should be getting a book parcel tomorrow because I had gift cards, which, speaking of which, let me show you guys. I had gift cards for Christmas, and if you haven't seen my goals video, I feel like I'm referencing all my past videos. I cannot buy books unless I finish 5 books on my 2021 reading list, like 20 books from 2021, or hit a bingo. Anyways, there's a lot of rules, but one of them is that I can if I get gift cards. So I did buy 2 books for myself, and I had enough money for a few other books actually, which will be coming in. I have a few pre-orders and 2 other books that should be here fairly soon. So one of them, which I bought, is Pages & Co. The 3rd book, which is Tilly and the Map of Stories by Anna James. I was actually gifted the 2nd book in the series by Amélie Boucher in the hardbacks. I will link her channel. I love her to pieces. She's a fellow booktuber, and this was my Christmas gift from her. I also gave her a Christmas gift, but I decided I wanted the 3rd book before I got on my book buying van so that I can like binge the rest of the series. And I have the first one in paperback, but I never knew how gorgeous the naked hardcovers were, and now I kind of want the first book in hardback as well. If I haven't mentioned, I feel like I'm all over the place. Pages & Co. is a middle grade story, and it follows main character who's named Tilly, who is a book wanderer, and that means that she can visit characters in her favorite books, and also they can come out into our world. And the other book I got is A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namey. This got a lot of positive reviews, and then Amélie rated it 2 stars, and now I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. I think I might still enjoy it. It's a very short book. It's a YA contemporary about a Cuban main character who I believe goes to England and lives with some of her relatives and falls in love during the summertime. I don't really know. I don't remember the synopses, but these are some books I got for myself recently without breaking my book buying ban. So I'm going to go read this, and hopefully I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello! I haven't even technically started this vlog yet. I don't know where I'm going to put this, and I look like a mess. I'm in my pajamas, but essentially what happened is I got a package here, and this is from HarperCollins, and I think this might be the mystery arc they sent from their winter preview. I had totally forgot we were getting one of these, and I think that's what's it, because it has my influencer number and my name, and it says HarperCollins on there. So I don't know what else it would be, but I have no idea what this is, and I wanted to include it in the vlog to like find my reaction, and I just wanted to open it. I hope it's in focus. I am doing this myself, so I'm honestly kind of nervous. This looks like a big book. What is this? Ooh! Okay. So I got an arc of Witches Steeped in Gold, and this is a fantasy that comes out April 2021, and everybody has been raving about it. I don't know much about this, but the author was at the Frenzy Present, and they'd like talk about her book and everything else. I've heard a lot of different people talk about this. I'm really intrigued now. This is a hefty book, but I'm really excited I got this. Thank you to HarperCollins, and I might not have like as many emotions as I would have expected because I'm like shook that this is the one I got, and I'm very curious. Obviously, because I got this as an arc, I will be trying to read this and review it before it comes out, even though fantasy isn't usually my go-to. Wow! It says, Irea has spent her life in a cell, but she'll have her vengeance one day. Jasmine is the Doyen's daughter, but she has no intention of dying to straighten her mother's power. Sworn enemies, these two witches enter a deadly alliance to take down a mutual threat, but revenge is a bloody pursuit and nothing is certain except the lengths they will go to win this game. This is a Jamaican-inspired fantasy debut. Wow! Very, very interested! So excited! Yay! It's a little tiny bit damaged, but what can you do? This is I got for free and wow! Yay! Thank you so much, HarperCollins. The kitty wants to say good morning, so good morning. Hello, friends. I feel like the ring light is stronger this morning, but I literally just woke up, so how would I know? Good morning. It is Wednesday. I didn't update yesterday because very strange things happened with my landlord, not in regards to me, but let's just say shit hit the fan. And so my evening was compromised, and then I had one glass of wine. I never drink. The last time I had a drink was maybe in May of 2020, May or June of 2020. I don't love to drink, but I had one drink, and then because I don't drink, I felt kind of wonky, and then I just fell asleep. So I didn't update, but I did read the entirety of Dreamology. Let me put its cover back on. Hope you guys are doing well, by the way. I feel like it's been fun catching up with you guys in the comments and everybody who's been actively watching my videos. I appreciate you. But yes, I did finish Dreamology by Lucy Keating, and this book ended up not at all being what I expected it to be, and I don't think I was here for it, which is unfortunate because I did, in my heart, really want to love this one, but it's fine. Essentially what this is about, I think I mentioned before. Did I even mention I was reading this? I think I did. Anyways, I read this in like a day. What this is about, it follows a main character who is named Alice, and Alice's mom left when she was 6 years old, and she now lives with only her father, who was a neurosurgeon, I believe. Essentially, when Alice was younger, she had very big nightmares when her mother left, and so she went to this institute for dreams, and ever since, well, she doesn't know this, but you learn this early on in the book, she's been dreaming about this boy named Max, and at one point in the story, in the beginning of the story, Alice moves to her old grandmother's house with Max to Boston. She moves from New York to Boston, and she ends up meeting Max, and I did not know that this story was that both of them were dreaming of each other. I just thought she was dreaming of him and then whatever. But essentially this book is like a contemporary with a sci-fi twist where both of them have been dreaming about each other, know each other from their dreams since they were very young. And she's in love with him, and he was in love with her before, but now he has a girlfriend, and they're trying to make the dreams stop because now the dreams are mixing in with reality. It's just a whole lot of bizarre. I don't think there was quite a lot of logic, nor was there a lot of explanations to it. I think that the book went a bunch of different places that I didn't really care for. Our main character looked like an incredibly big stalker at the beginning of this book, and I was like 15 pages in, and I was like, do I just DNF this? Like, this is giving me the heebie-jeebies. But it ended up being a little bit more interesting as the story went on, and I think that the intrigue in this book of like how we were going to solve the issue and everything else that kind of happened did build up a tiny bit at the end, so it wasn't terrible. And I also think that it was interesting because there wasn't like a love triangle at all, but I think that the dynamics with the new friendships that our main character has and her friends in her old school and the relationship with her mother and father and like the dynamics of that were interesting. So I put it through CAWPILE, and it came out like a very, very low 3. For me, this is more of a 2.5. I put a 3-star on Goodreads, but definitely more of a 2.5, which means I will not be keeping this book. If you are new to my channel, I have this rule where if a book is under 4 stars or a book that I don't have like any attachment to, it has to go. I'm moving in July. I'm not bringing all of these books with me. However, this was also on my 20 books for 2021, as I mentioned, and so that is the second book knocked off from that list, which feels very good. So that puts me for 2 books as of now, and I'm feeling good. The next book I want to read is The Penthouse Prince by Kendall Ryan, which is also on my January TBR. I was hesitant to pick this one up right now because I did not tell you guys this before, but I am planning on doing a 24-hour readathon this weekend, which will be its own separate vlog, because I have a lot of time and I feel like reading, but this one is like super short, so it would have been good for a 24-hour readathon, but I'm in the mood to read this. I kind of read a middle grade and a YA, and then I kind of want to go to adult and maybe then bring it back to middle grade. I don't know, we shall see. But this is a double perspective novel about a man who is called Lexington, and I don't know what the main female character is. Let me figure it out. Oh, Corrigan, I think is her name, and it's like a brother's best friend's romance, but also kind of like second chance. I think that our main female character fell in love with our main male character when they were younger, and then he left, and I guess it kind of ended on bad terms, and then later she begins nannying for her daughter, and it's like a second chance romance, but he was her brother's best friend. I just know that I read a chapter sampler for this, Jesus, for this one, and I really loved it, and I've heard no one talk about it, so I've been really interested to read this one. So this is what we're going to read. Hopefully I can read all of it today, because I don't have much else to do. I do need to film, but I usually wait for my boyfriend to be home now so he can help focus my camera, because it makes a world of a difference. But I also have a package to open, and this is also a package that was purchased with a gift card. So let me... And this is The Trouble with Hating You by Sanjay Patel. And this is an office romance, I believe. And this is also like a combination of, like, I think they both end up working in the same kind of like office complex, but our main character's parents try to set her up with a man because it's like a tradition in their culture, and she just walks off on the whole situation, and she is a strong independent woman. She has a job. She doesn't want to be like set up in a romance, but I guess they end up falling in love with each other at their office space, and it's like, will they be able to get over the fact that she literally just walked off on him? And I'm not explaining this incredibly well, but I've heard incredible things about this one, and I'm trying to read more diverse romances. You'll see, I don't know if I will get it in the mail for this vlog or my 24-hour readathon or whatever, but I have another romance coming with the remainder of one gift card I had, and it's another kind of diverse romance, which makes me think of this one, and I might read them together in a vlog. I have so many vlog plans for the month of February, you guys, with romances. I'm just so excited, but this is here. This will go on my TBR shelf, and I'm very excited. If you have read this, let me know what you think of it. And yes, I'm going to go like clean up a little bit, and then I'm going to start on this one. Hello everyone! It is still Wednesday, January 6th, and I'm here for another reading update. I feel like this vlog is just me sitting in different locations and telling you guys about books, but I haven't vlogged in a while, so please be kind with me. Today I had stuff to accomplish, I guess, little things like figuring out what happened with my landlord. It was a lot of things I never thought I'd have to go through in my entire life, which again had nothing to do with me, but indirectly impacted me and my significant other. And then I had school books to order and like stuff like that. However, I did sit down this afternoon and read basically the entirety of The Penthouse Prince by Kendall Ryan, which was on my January TBR. I think I mentioned I wanted to start this and maybe read it all today. I'm doing multiple vlogs with secret projects I'm working on, so it gets a little bit confusing, but this was 266 pages, so a very short romance, but I ended up absolutely loving it. On CAWPILE it came out at a 4 stars, and that's exactly kind of how I feel about it. I would really recommend this if you love second chance romances or brothers best friends or single dads, which I learned I love reading about single parents, and Kendall Ryan is definitely an author I will want to read more of. So I don't know if I mentioned the synopsis already, but this follows Lexington and Corrigan, who had a history in the past and then things went awry, and it's 10 years later when our male character Lexington is coming back to North Carolina. He had moved to New York, he's very rich, he made like a name for himself, and his mother is actually sick. And so there are trigger warnings for a loved one with cancer, although it is talked about, but it's not like the main premise of this book. And so he decides to move back to North Carolina to be closer to his mom, and he also has his daughter, which he's always been like a single dad. The mom wanted nothing to do with the child, and our main female character ends up nannying for him and they end up falling in love. I'm not going to say too much more about this because it is a short book, but I'm definitely on the lookout for more Kendall Ryan books. If you have read any books by her, let me know. I think I have 1 or 2 on my Kindle that I purchased when they were like 99 cents, which makes me so happy because that means I get to read more from this author. But that's kind of my main book I read today. And then today I took the best bath with a bath bomb I got for Christmas. But I started reading Pages & Co. Tilly and the Lost Fairytales. Yes, that's what it's called. Which was gifted to me by Amélie Boucher, who is like the booktuber I talk the most about because she's from my region and I really like her. She's my booktube friend and I'm happy I made booktube friends, so only for in the description. But this is the second book in the Pages & Co. series by Anna James. I was going to say Anna Todd. This was that would have taken a terrible turn. But this is a story of a main character named Tilly who lives with her grandparents, and they have this bookshop called Pages & Co. And in the first book, Tilly learns that she's a book wanderer, which essentially means that she can go into books and book characters can come out, and it's like this whole thing. There's a community, an underground library, and you go on this adventure and you meet Alice from Alice in Wonderland and Anne of Green Gables in the first book. And this one we're focusing more on fairy tales. I got to page 83, so there's been like plots, like the plot has been building up, but we haven't gone to any books or we haven't seen any book characters yet. But I am loving this so much. I enjoy the writing so incredibly much, and the mystery and the different characters. And in this one, I think that Tilly goes to Paris with her friend Oscar because Oscar's family lives in Paris, and so they will be visiting during the holiday season. And I just have a feeling I'm going to love this. I will be reading more of this before I go to bed. It's only, what time is it? 9:15. Usually when I work, that would be my bedtime, or school. I would go to bed around 10, but I have nowhere to be. So I'm gonna go read some more, and hopefully maybe I could get to page at least 100, obviously, maybe 150 if I'm feeling it, and then we can maybe finish it tomorrow. We'll see what the vibes are telling us to do, but yes, a little bit of ASMR. Just kidding, that stuff doesn't work except ASMR rooms, but that's a chat for another time. I'm gonna get back to reading. Hello everyone, it is Friday and I'm here to close out the vlog. I technically did update yesterday, but I looked even scarier than I do now, so I decided to not put that in the vlog. Yesterday was a big reading sprints day for me. I have like a montage of reading sprints, but I was doing Mel from, I think it's MelReads, her channel. She does a lot of like reading sprints on Fridays, and she had an impromptu productivity sprint yesterday, which I took part in because I wanted to finish Pages & Co. Tilly and the Lost Fairytales, which I did do. I talked to you guys on Wednesday and I was like 60 pages in or something of the sorts, and my goal was to get to 100 before the end of the day, which I did do. I read to page 160 on Wednesday until I went to bed, and yesterday I ended up finishing the rest of this book, which this book is 400 pages long, and I loved it. This to me was even better than the first book, and I am so incredibly happy that this does not disappoint. As I mentioned, this is about Tilly, who is a book wanderer. This one focuses on fairy tales and the fact that there's like weird book magic and things happening during this book, and Tilly uses her book wandering to kind of figure out what is happening with her friend Oscar. They're also going to Paris in this one, which is really cool. And most of the French was done well. I think I found 1 or 2 passages where the words, I think it says like bonne nuit instead of bonne nuit, or like a few little things like that, which were weird to me, and I don't know what happened there, but for the most part I feel like the French was done well. And I put it through CAWPILE. It came out at a pretty high 4, I think, or like a almost 4.5, and this is exactly what I feel like with this series. And obviously I can't say much more because this is the second book, but I'm really happy that I did get the third book to read before my book buying ban started, because I need to know what happened, especially with the like ending and what happened. So I'm very much looking forward to continuing with that. And I haven't picked up a book today because I've been cleaning my entire apartment. We took down the Christmas tree and just a few things in here and there, I guess, but I need to read today. I don't know what I'm gonna read, truthfully, because then tomorrow starts my 24-hour readathon, and I don't want to bring in a book into the 24-hour readathon. But anyways, this week I read these 3 books. So I started off the week reading Hollowpox and The Hunt for Morgan Crow, which I ended up giving 5 out of 5 stars. Absolutely loved. Then we have Dreamology, which is already in my unhaul pile, which I gave a 2.5 or a 3-star according to CAWPILE, but more of a 2.5 in my heart. And then I read Deep Penthouse Prince by Kendall Ryan, which I gave a 4 out of 5 star, and I really enjoyed. So happy I read this and that I discovered a new romance author. And as I just mentioned, I read Pages & Co., Tilly and the Lost Fairytales, Book 2, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars as well. So I think it was a pretty good reading week. And it's not even done. I should read a couple more books during my 24-hour readathon if all goes well. But I wanted to say thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far through the vlog, leave me a coffee or anything like cozy for an emoji, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet. I will see you very soon with another video. Bye guys, happy reading.